we lifestyle. And we go sing, we go chant, we go show my lifestyle to drink and tumble on my lifestyle to walk out to the ground, my lifestyle to bet and till it on my lifestyle to jump and carry on my lifestyle to drink and tumble on my lifestyle to walk out to the ground, my lifestyle to mash up his head. Doing it what you see is what you get. Yo, they can say what.
Yes. Good morning. It's Wednesday morning, and I know you're all thinking, boys, I know usually be on a Wednesday morning. Remember, Denny out now. So, because Denny out, I am in, and Bling and I are here until, well, we should be here until about 8 o'clock, because the Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Sabuto Caesar, should be in on NBC Radio to host the program normally hosted by Prime Minister Gonzalez. So once that program starts at 8 o'clock on NBC Radio, we will switch over and link up with NBC Radio and Minister of Agriculture Sabuto Gonzalez. But for right now, we here. Let me say Sabuto Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, my word. Yes, Sabuto Caesar. Boy. I gave them plenty clips. I gave them clips. Well, don't worry. This morning, I will play some. Wait, hold on. I go for medication. I come in. Blame me something to play. Barely come music because I go for medication.
Put me name on the list, cause you know I'm a better. I'm doing this one in fine style. I can't deny this lifestyle. With a bottle of rum and my friends come around, we chanting. This is our fete. This is our life. This is what we want. So we gonna do whatever we like. This is our fete. This is our life. This is what we want. So we gonna do whatever we like. Nothing about our way. No. Cause this is we lifestyle. Nothing, no trouble way. No. Cause this is we lifestyle.
All right, nice. So you aim to feel it out night. Let's cut it one time. Cheesy boy. Well, Bling, I guess we aren't so early that our regulars them ain't logging on the program. Hold on, let me go on the live and see what's going on, because boy, I ain't seeing nobody saying good morning. I ain't seeing nothing, I ain't hearing nothing. Lord have mercy. Let me see something. They just start to come on. Say good morning. And Topsail and Darky, good morning. Yes, that's the Facebook crew. Right, so come on all this morning. Those who coming on later will miss the cocks, because this morning I'm going to expose them. Remember, I told you yesterday. Excuse me. Narissa, she's on YouTube. All right, good, nice. I told you yesterday that the goal now is to attack Dr. Gonzalez, to try and discredit Dr. Gonzalez, because they feel he taking bread out their mouth. He say, while articulating the government's position that schools and hard courts ain't getting used for no FET. For no, I like the word that Stephen used yesterday, for no jam session. No jam session by we school, no jam session by we hard court. So they up in arms. And now they're trying to discredit Dr. Gonzalez. They're picking up this and so on. There's something trending. Bling, you had the one from yesterday? There's something trending. Dr. Gonzalez made a point at a regional security conference in Trinidad. And boy, the Hot Boys jump on it yesterday morning. Bling, give you a little taste of the Hot Boys conversation yesterday morning about the clip that Dr. Gonzalez made. Listen. They're going hard after Dr. Gonzalez because they vex. He backs food out of the mouth. Go.
Ever said run away.
All of them are now talking,
but
boy.
He doesn't lie.
All of them are now talking, boy. Second will be a great achievement.
You're so lying.
I like the recalibration.
Nobody said run away victory. Anyways, Lana, don't worry. Team's still taking this thing. Yeah. Feeling confident.
You ain't confident at all.
Yeah, man. You hear what somebody here say, some of them who girl here so wicked he actually believe the PM. That, they might be causing killings.
To be suggesting, I know this is not what he's really meaning. Right? I'm the PM's press secretary this morning. Man. Sion, I know you don't do your job, man, but let me help you this morning. Man. This is not what the Prime Minister meant. when he said that young men are killing for women.
Beautiful. Some of them beautiful.
Some of them beautiful.
Mhm.
Some of them high maintenance.
Some of them not so beautiful.
Yeah, they're still killing.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And may still. Can you be high maintenance and not beautiful?
Yep.
I believe so. Man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I believe so.
You hear what somebody here say some of them who girl here so wicked he actually believe the PM that they might be causing
Yeah.
killings.
So he's at a crime symposium in Trinidad and Tobago with all the other regional leaders. The PM is stating that young men are killing for women. It's really the women causing the killing.
If you missed the clip, let me give you a
Let me get the clip.
Thank
One
you.
more.
Thank you
They
very much.
associate with young women, some cases beautiful young women, who are high maintenance and they have to rob and steal and kill and deal with drugs in order to maintain them. Everybody here knows what I'm talking about here is the absolute truth.
That was
Everybody
tongue
knows
in
it.
That was tongue in. He didn't mean it.
but he said if he didn't mean it, why would he say?
Because he's
Everybody here knows what I'm saying is the absolute truth.
no, but that's like a punctuation on a joke. Huh?
So I doubling down on it.
Yeah, he doubling down on it. That's part of the joke.
Or you must clap for that.
Yeah, well, you must clap for that.
Salute.
Yeah, that
Mm.
was
All
what he's really meaning in this is that we're being bombarded by these images of extraordinary wealth and glamour.
Mhm.
Million shows
Mhm.
all show that, right?
Mhm.
And it's difficult for some people to obtain that legitimately,
Mhm.
right? The avenues for it are somewhat limited,
Agreed.
right?
Yeah.
Which is factual.
Yeah.
Right. And you know it.
I know it.
You know that's the absolute truth.
That is the
Right.
absolute truth.
And therefore people resort to the quick fix,
Which is crime.
which is crime. That's what he
So
meant.
so is his statement actually accurate? Because watch, if what it is that we're living above our means,
Mm.
and part of living above your means is to impress beautiful women, is it accurate? Is really and truly what he said spot on?
Not really.
If the reason you go and you want a car, a fancy car, is to impress beautiful women,
Yeah,
or
but
you
I don't
want a fancy house.
think that's actually the case.
What do you think it is?
I think we aspire to things, right? Maybe women is included in that, but then so a million. You could say a million other things. I just want to have a nice car for me, or to impress my community.
But a lot of the time, the reason men
Is it, or is that a byproduct of it?
Thank you very much.
are what getting the woman is a side effect.
Yeah.
Thank you very
I think
much. Thank you very much, Blake. You see, I'll invite you to think all listen to Hot 97 this morning, but I am not going to cut a clip in the middle of anything to try and create an intent. I want you to hear what they're saying. So I did my job. So thank you very much, Luke, for doing my job for me. They went to tongue, and callers went to tongue on the fact. As a matter of fact, you heard the dishonesty in Luke suggesting that PMC, women causing the killings. Well, thankfully, the other individual in the studio played the clip. So you heard exactly what he's saying. He said that some of these young men get involved with beautiful women who are high maintenance. And in order to maintain them, they get involved in crime. Now, PM is a part of our society. And we have these discussions all the time. The discussions range from young men who want wear brand name sneakers and so on, getting involved in certain sexual practices, getting involved in crime, the thief in people thing. We say that all the time. The discussions go to young women who don't have those special kind of jobs, but in all the parties, they wear in all the expensive costumes and so on, how they're affording that, what they're doing. We talk about these things all the time. We talk about these things all the time. Whether or not they are factual, whether or not there's a matter of causation, we discuss them as part of our society. And so Prime Minister Gonzalez, as part of our society, is saying, look, we know that there are individuals, young men especially, who get involved in these situations, including relationships. Specifically, he was talking about relationships that in order to maintain them, in order to maintain the relationships, in order to provide the money for the hair and the nails and so on, they themselves ain't working, they get involved in crime. He never suggested or said that women are causing killings. Note he said crimes, and he listed a list of crimes, but they jump on killings. Women causing killings, they said. The effort is to try and discredit him, because remember, Dr. Gonzalez is the enemy. He's the man who absorbed the sports authority. He's the man who decide that no bangarang pan hard court in schools. He's the man that decide that wet fet and so on can't happen on the court. So people vex. But I want to listen to the difference in their response to a conversation that happened on the 31st of August last year. These same two guys yesterday, listen to them on the 31st of August last year. Look, thank you for doing my job for me yesterday. So I'm doing it today now. And I can't have it do my work for me 2 days on the straight. So I'm going to do it today. Play it for me, please, man.
Chris. AM for August.
Yeah, boy. August flew. August come and like drive by. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
That is so distasteful.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Anyways, I apologize for that. I shouldn't have said that. Poverty in SVG, sex for a pack of Shirley biscuits.
Understand the immediate answer. Sex for a pack of Shirley biscuits, says Leacock. Can you believe that? Look, of course I can believe that. That's exactly what he means. Continue, please, Blake.
Here, I mean, like people get shocked at some of the things that like MPs say and whatnot, or maybe sometimes the things that we say on air. You can usually hear the things that we don't say on air. You know, it's like you would not believe you're living in this game.
So Leacock claims that there are women.
You notice what he just said? I was making the same point, right? He said, we get shocked at the things that MPs say. But you should hear the things that we say. In other words, chances are they're saying the same things, including that these young men try to impress girls and get involved in crime. But you see, it ain't Leacock said. And it ain't them saying it off air. It's PM said. So let me make a big issue out of it. Oh my God. Continue the clip, Blake.
Who having sex
for
a pack of Shirley biscuits.
Reading from St. Vincent Times, MP for Central Kingstown, St. Clair Leacock on Monday, speaking on a radio station, doubled down on his assessment of poverty in St. Vincent and Grenadines and spoke to lengths in which persons will now go to survive, in particular women. He went on to say that let me start by saying the most naked expression of that, and I hope that I could be as respectful. I was in Greg's about 4 weeks ago in the company of Israel Bruce when a young lady who was speaking to us said unapologetically that she trusts a man a piece of sex 3 months ago and things so hard he can't pay. And I know he wants more, but he can't face me. That's one. He also went on to say, I've heard people boast that they can have sex for a pack of Shirley's sweet biscuit, but that is to highlight how naked the poverty in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is. There are households that have no income at all, absolutely none. And the people who may go forward and say that there are some circumstances in which mothers would encourage daughters to have relationships of a kind that will be able to support the house, and this thing called love is out of the door. Thoughts?
I don't think there's any question that what he's saying has an air of reality to it.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to look too hard to see the poverty in St. Vincent. Right. So if the goal of all of this is to emphasize that St. Vincent has poverty, I think you'd be crazy to deny it.
All right. Thank you very much, Luke.
Poverty exists.
Thank you very much, Luke. If the goal, Leacock goes and says, and I don't want to repeat what they read. Well, you know what? It's there, it's in the news that women who are having sexual relations for Shirley biscuit and trusting, you know the word trust, credit. And he says, Luke says, there's no doubt that there's an air of truth in that. And if the goal of the statement he's making is to show that there's poverty in the country, you'd be they watch me. You can't deny it. You can't deny it, says Luke on August 31st, 2022. But yesterday, they're going after PM because PM has decided that the wanton destruction of our physical infrastructure in this country ain't going to continue. And so there's a problem with PM saying what he said. But if you listen to this, that last clip I play, let's not look. I'm going to try and get the clips on them because I want to put them side by side. I had them. I'm trying to get them downloaded. I'm trying to get them. The hypocrisy. The hypocrisy. They're ready to believe that women in our country, Lecoq is saying it, that's the NDP's position clearly. Is he and Bruce? That much he and Bruce. And so they're ready to agree. If the goal, says Luke Boyd, is to show that poverty exists in this country, I ain't quoting him. You'd be crazy to deny the statement. You'd be crazy to deny the situation that Lecoq pointed out. So on the one hand, Lecoq could say that there's so much poverty that women are having sexual relations for and please, I apologize to parents whose children are in the air shot and so forth. And I'm trying to be as respectful as possible and reduce the vulgarity of the discussion that we're having. So I really apologize. But Sinclair Lecoq goes on radio and says women in this country are having sexual intercourse, sexual relations for a pack of Shirley biscuit. And one woman come and said to him, oh my God, it's crass though. I can't repeat that. That woman crediting the experience. She actually credited experience with the man, but the man not pay. So let me ask you something. If the man credit the experience and he can't pay and he want more, do you think it is far-fetched to say that he might thief somebody money to go and play bill and maybe get another experience because he want more? Of course, that's far-fetched. Don't dare say that. But the first part is absolutely correct because there's poverty in the country. So they will believe and applaud and big up Sinclair Lecoq for the crass, the very crass, vulgar expressions regarding a woman in this country. And that's fine. That is absolutely fine. That's agreeable. That is something that we should promote. But no, because they can't get the hardcore to damage and destroy anymore. Let's try and pick a fight with the PM and try and discredit the PM. Well, I tell you, they will come for the PM. I told you that they will make a special effort to discredit, try to discredit our PM. But you have both scenarios there. And I love the fact that the other young man said, people are expressing shock. Why should you be shocked with what Lecoq is saying when we just discuss even worse than that off air? But what happened today? Oh my God! What? Woman causing killing? Never said that. So apparently, PM into part of our society. And the views he expressed are views that we in the society mull over time to time to time. How do you think the terms like gold digger, high maintenance, and so forth came about? Because in our societies, not just the Vincentian society, people recognize that there are certain types of attitudes by individuals, young and old, where their desire to live a certain lifestyle drives them to do certain things. Employees have been arrested and charged for embezzlement at their workplace. Employees, that's crime, whether it's man or woman. And when we see these things in the papers, what is the first thing we just say? Ah, boy. And we start to, especially those who know the individual. Well, she used to always dress up. Me used to I wonder, will she get all the money for every minute a new weave and hair well done and so on? Be like, am I lying? When a young man gets caught with drugs or what have you, and it's in the papers, boy, me I used to wonder about, because every weekend is rental. And them are those the discussions that we have? Isn't that the reality? Every weekend is rental. You always liming. And you have this big chain pan in neck and so on. How you can afford that? You don't walk no way. The work you can afford that. We do that in our society. We talk about these things all the time. But this is what happens when you can't get the hard code to charge $80 early board, $150 regular, and $200 by the gate, and $50 of Atlas Strongham. Why is $100 of Atlas Strongham? How much does it bring? You forget? At the show. 120. 120. So all of a sudden, it's shocking to have that discussion, Prime Minister. Why? Because I can't charge 120 for Atlas Strongham on the hard court. I can't pay $1,500 for the hard court for the night, make $1 million, dig out Vinci people eye, mash up the rails, and then walk away smiling. And then come 2 days afterwards and see how posted Miss and the weddings be. You have obstructed my cash cow for the season. And so I'm coming after you. And how am I coming after you? By picking on these little statements. But what happened last year, August, when they told you in the same studio, talking about Vincentian women, repeating and agreeing with the statement that Vincentian women have sexual experiences for Pakasholi biscuit. How more the meaning and the basing is that? But you agreed, and you said that is okay. You can't deny that, especially, says Luke, if the goal is to show that poverty exists. Well, Vincentians, we go. Talk about the issues. Or rather, we would talk about the pros and the cons, the advantages and the disadvantages, the merits and the demerits of the policy of the government. We would talk about the policy of the government. And we would agree, the majority of us, that decision is a wise one. It is the right one to protect our physical infrastructure. It's the right one. So I told you, I warned you, they will come. They will try to come after the Prime Minister to try and make the issue about him, to try and make the discussion about him, to try and get people talking about him. As opposed to agreeing, or at least being objective and saying, you know what, like the other individuals say, y'all getting surprised about what these parliamentarians say. But you should have usually discussions that we have in studio all the time. As a matter of fact, you should hear the discussions that we have off air. We're looking at the merits, we're looking at the advantages, we're looking at the disadvantages, and we're saying that in order to protect the physical infrastructures of our schools, this is necessary. And we'll continue that. We will talk about it tomorrow, because just now, I guess we could cut any time now to go over to NBC Radio, and we go refine the clips them properly tomorrow. We will refine the clips them tomorrow properly. We will refine the clips properly tomorrow. I ain't doing my job. I guess I should run into the studio in the office and say, no, PM, you can't do that, because we will have I Love Soca and Dirty Sexy Soca and H2O Soca and the way. No, you can't do that, PM. We need to allow the people to mash it up and make millions. You know what somebody said to me yesterday, Bling? Somebody said to me, have you ever heard Luke's organization sponsor anything in sports in this country? A football team, a netball team, kiddies, cricket, a school sports, anything at all. They use the sporting facilities, and we question the state of the facilities when they're done with them. But how much of that is re-injected into our society in sports? How much? The man. That's a question I was asked. I said, well, you know what? I've never seen or heard that those individuals sponsoring anything sports. Well, Bling, you're a sportsman. I watch sports. You play sports. So maybe you might know. You might know which team they're sponsoring or which competition they're sponsoring. I don't know. How much of the millions that they make from the 110 bottle of strong rum do they put back into the sporting community? A business. Simple. Pure and simple. So is my PM welcome after? Well, if it's one time, I'm going to do my job is this morning. If it's one time I'm doing my job is this morning, because I'm going to expose hypocrisy. And I'm going to expose the true intentions of the discussion. The true intentions of the discussion isn't to raise the issue of crime and violence in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's not to highlight societal issues of poverty or prioritizing of management of finance and resources. No. It's to try and go after the PM, because the PM is the enemy in their minds, who is usurping. I'm using the word he used there. So if your name is usurp, that's the word he used. And you could on the clip. I know what the word is. Yeah? The PM is trying to usurp the authority of the Sports Council. The authority of the Sports Council? The authority of the Sports Council? Sports Council is an implementing agency, boss man. The government is the authority. The Sports Council is the implementing agency. And the Sports Council will implement the policy of the government. So I show all you. This is not about discussing issues. This is about going after Dr. Gonzalez. But I've just gotten the signal from Bling that Minister Caesar is now on NBC Radio. And so with that, I thank you so much for tuning in this morning. We'll continue this discussion tomorrow. And we now cross over to NBC Radio with the program already in progress.
Almighty God for life and for wisdom, and as a people, we continue in the vineyard for the betterment of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This morning, I had a brief conversation with